The Tale of Lazy Leo and Diligent Dan. In a small town nestled between rolling green hills and a shimmering river, two boys lived very different lives. First, there was Leo. He was friendly and easygoing, but oh, was he lazy. He avoided work like a cat avoiding water. Homework? He'd rather nap. Chores? He'd find a way to disappear. When his mother asked him to fetch water from the well, he'd take so long that she'd end up doing it herself. Then there was Dan. He was the opposite of Leo. Dan was strong, smart, and hard-working. If there was work to be done, Dan did it without complaining. He helped his father in the fields, studied hard, and even had time to practice wrestling with the older boys in town. Despite their differences, Leo and Dan had been neighbors since childhood. One summer, their town decided to hold a big race. The River Run. It was a test of strength, speed, and endurance. The winner would earn a golden medal and a basket full of delicious treats. Everyone was excited. Dan, of course, trained every morning. He ran up hills, did push-ups, and even practiced sprinting on the muddy riverbank to build his speed. Leo, on the other hand, spent most of his time lying under a tree, chewing on a straw, and dreaming about winning without doing any work. "You should at least stretch, Leo," Dan told him one day. Leo yawned. Stretch? Why waste energy before the race? Race day arrived and the whole town gathered to watch. The mayor blew the whistle and off they went. Dan sprinted ahead, his strong legs pushing him forward. But Leo, he started well, until he got tired just a few minutes in. Halfway through the race, the path got tricky. Runners had to climb over a big fallen tree and wade through a shallow stream. Dan powered through, but Leo, oh poor Leo, tried to take a shortcut. He slipped on a wet rock and fell face first into the mud. The crowd gasped, and some even laughed. Dan, instead of ignoring him, ran back and pulled Leo to his feet. "Come on, you can still finish," Dan said. Leo groaned, covered in mud. "Why bother?" "I already lost." Dan patted his back. "Winning isn't just about coming first. It's about proving to yourself that you can do hard things." With that, Leo wiped the mud off his face and, for the first time in a long while, tried. He ran, jumped, and pushed himself forward. Of course, Dan had already crossed the finish line, securing first place. But when Leo finally arrived, huffing and puffing, the crowd cheered just as loudly. That day, Leo learned something important. Hard work might be tiring, but the feeling of earning something, whether it's a medal or just self-respect, was worth it. From then on, Leo still enjoyed naps, but he also put in effort. And whenever he felt like slacking off, he remembered Dan's words. Winning isn't just about coming first. It's about proving to yourself that you can do hard things. And so, the tale of Lazy Leo and Diligent Dan became a legend in their little town.